family bond. If you want to watch the virtual competition hosted by our own Mary Stoker Smith, it's free, but you have to register. So do that.
Oh gosh,
when you
got this guy yapping.
Just search for this story. And tomorrow, Steph, we will meet contestant number.
Okay, pause that. All right, this is welcome everybody. We're going live. Last minute. Heard there's a presser starting in 6 minutes. Need the link though. Elijah Vue. Of course, we've covered Elijah the last few times. Oh, sorry if the typing's loud. I don't have time to mute. Press conference planned. Okay. Yeah, if anybody knows, has a link. I was literally just got done finishing making a video on this poor child. I spent probably about 8 hours, 4 hours this morning working on it. And I just finished up. And then I heard there's a presser going on. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. Let me go back to this. Let's see, Fox 6. There's got to be like a Fox 6 YouTube channel. Fox 6. Fox 6 News. Fox News Milwaukee. 3 days ago. Live. Nothing yet. Welcome everybody. Sorry, I'm trying to find this here.
Number 2.
It's going to be this.
I see. I don't think the rule. I don't think
You
you
got
have to
4
be
minutes.
24 years
Yeah,
old.
I've got your
Yeah.
link, Karen, which is this one here. And that could be it. I'm just hoping for like a YouTube channel. I hate when they're on the websites. Live now. Click on that, which is this one here. Oh, okay, here it is. Perfect. All right, thanks. Thank you so much, Karen. Oh gosh, what? God, this is why I hate when they're on the websites. All right, cool. Let me see how the sound is. So we're a few minutes early. It's going to start 5 local time. That's in 4 minutes. Let me close these windows. Close that. Close that. 3 minutes. Yeah, so I covered this case, obviously, a couple days ago. And I literally just got done working on a video for him. I mean, literally was just finishing. And then I got a text because Carolyn and Christina, they're local to Wisconsin, so I'm sure they're familiar in getting updates. But anyway, they haven't really had a press conference since I think like day 2 or 3, and it was a short press conference. If anybody's not sure what this case is about, I've never heard of it, we will cover it. You guys will get a sneak peek at my new video. I mean, I literally just finished it. I was working so hard last night and this morning, and yeah, I wasn't expecting a press conference. So, I mean, I hope there's good news. Who knows? Let's see. He went missing. So this is 1 week after he disappeared. I'm gonna go on a limb because this is just kind of like normal local time, 5 o'clock. I'm assuming there's just gonna be a local update, and I don't know. Maybe they have found more evidence, but I think this is just probably an update for the public. But who knows? Maybe there's some good news. As soon as it goes, as soon as they start talking, I'm gonna put up full screen for you guys, and that way I mute myself and you guys can see everything. And let me get everything ready here. Volume booster, just in case we need that. Yeah, they were looking at landfill. Here, I'll play. Okay, I'm gonna do this. All right, you guys get a sneak peek at my video. Sneak peek, sneak peek. Are you guys ready? All right, is this? Which one is it? This one? Alright. Okay, give me a second, guys. Oh, Lord, what did I just do? Oh, I scrolled down. What did I just do? Okay, let me turn that down. Alright, don't do that again. Alright, guys, get a sneak peek. Here it is. I'm working on this all last night and this
For
morning.
Elijah Vue, News Chopper 12 flew over Calumet County today as the FBI and police combed through a landfill in Hilbert.
That's nearly 40 miles west of Two Rivers, where police say Elijah was last seen. That's where 12 News' Kendall Keys is live tonight. Kendall, authorities have 2 people in custody.
Elijah's mother and another man who lives in this apartment building where investigators have been searching and collecting evidence. Right now, both are in custody. I'm told both are held on child neglect charges.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover true crime, mystery to the missing. This is Elijah Vue, a 3-year-old boy who is an only child. Okay. I knew. As soon as I started that, they were going to start talking. Okay.
I'd like to welcome everybody.
Let me know how the volume is. I'm going to go full screen for you guys, and we'll be
My
back
name
to
is
talk
Dan
about
Hartwig,
it.
Manitowoc County Sheriff, spelling my last name Hartwig. I'll be serving as Public Information Officer for this press conference for the Two Rivers Police Department this evening. From the time he went missing, everyone has been working tirelessly to find 3-year-old Elijah. He is our #1 focus, and finding him is the top priority of every single law enforcement officer, volunteer, member of this community, and his family. We have brought in some of the best people in the country over the past week to find him. We want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, specifically our local law enforcement, Division of Criminal Investigations, FBI, local volunteer fire departments, private search and rescue, community search groups, local businesses for food donations, and Wisconsin sheriffs for providing a multitude of resources to our search for Elijah. Tonight you have a couple speakers before you. First up will be Chief Ben Meinert of the Two Rivers Police Department to provide an update on search efforts over the past week. We'll also have 2 members of Elijah's family who will also speak here tonight. Some things I want to let you folks know as well. When the family comes up here to speak, they're going to be stepping off to the side once they are completed. We respectfully request that you do not film them after they are done speaking. The chief will have about 5 minutes for questions after everyone is done speaking. He will not speak about the current situation involving Katrina Bauer and Jesse Vue. Most of that is already in the media, and they're currently in custody in the Manitowoc County Jail. When asking questions, we ask that you raise your hand and state your name and which news organization you are with. Chief.
Thank you all for being here this evening. My name is Ben Meinert, B-E-N-M-E-I-N-N-E-R-T. I'm the Chief of the Two Rivers Police Department. A child missing for any amount of time is everyone's worst nightmare. That's why we're here today. Elijah, a 3-year-old boy, has been missing now for a week today. For the past week, we've utilized hundreds of resources, worked around the clock in our attempts to bring Elijah home. Right now, I'd like to bring everybody just up to speed with our search for Elijah and how that went. Elijah was reported a week ago today, like I said, around 11 a.m. in the 3900 block of Mishkat Road here in Two Rivers. Everyone searched for Elijah on that day, and I mean everyone. Our police department first responders responded out. It's not necessarily an unusual incident to have a missing child. Usually we find them right away. Nearly immediately we realized that we needed more resources. Every officer, including myself, was out searching that day for Elijah. When we needed more help, we reached out to the fire department and our Department of Public Works. Soon after that, we got some information stating that Elijah may have gone missing at 8 a.m. When we received that information, my assistant chief, Melissa Wiesner, she's a former lead investigator, and she's worked many child cases. I entrusted her, and I knew she had the wherewithal to reach out immediately to places like A Child is Missing, our National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. She put out numerous alerts, including missing and endangered alerts, Ring neighborhood alerts, and local emergency alerts. That included an Amber Alert. I know there's been some question about an Amber Alert on that day and why. This child was 3 years old and was reported missing on a cold winter temperature day with only a blanket and possibly light clothing. And we knew at that time possibly 3 to 4 hours. I define that as endangered. I immediately reached out with the assistance of my staff to the Division of Criminal Investigation. This is not about me. This has always been about bringing Elijah home, and quickly. They led that investigation into his whereabouts with the support of our FBI. We also utilized almost any boat, UTV, drone, canine, and even National Guard helicopters to search for Elijah. Unfortunately, Elijah wasn't found. Following that day, we had a press conference. I know people were frustrated with that. I too was frustrated with that. We had a lot of misinformation going around on Facebook, through social media, and just in general. We felt it necessary that we had to lay out factual information of the case and bring everybody up to date to that point. We also established a tip line and got that out to the public at that time. That has been beneficial and crucial to this investigation and search. Since the conference, I have personally provided media releases daily, if not multiple times during the day, to bring our public up to date and remain transparent. Those leads, those investigations, everything we've taken as tips have led to searching our neighborhoods, searching all our waterways, aerial and foot canvases, both urban and rural, throughout Manitowoc County and even beyond. We've searched Wisconsin landfills and quarries, and we've even had additional leads in Wisconsin Dells. In addition to all those search efforts, I am aware of other investigations taking place. I can confirm Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer, is in jail on charges of child neglect and obstructing. Katrina's boyfriend, Jesse Vang, is in jail on charges of child neglect. And I do know that Elijah's father has also been incarcerated at Oshkosh Correctional Institute in unrelated matters since 2023. I also understand that the public would like more information on those first two individuals I mentioned. However, I'm unable to discuss those matters because it is an ongoing investigation, and I don't want to jeopardize those cases. I want to thank the various local, state, federal agencies, as well as all our fire and EMS, and even those private resources that have helped along the way. Thank you to everyone in the community. They've provided food and drinks towards all these efforts, and thanks to all those private search efforts. On Saturday, we announced a Crime Stoppers Award of $1,000 for information leading to the location of Elijah and have since provided other ways that people can donate here in the community or abroad. Currently, we have those established as coming to our customer service here at City Hall, our police department, and I'm also working on establishing an online route for people to do so. When that becomes available, I will reach out to everybody and let you know. Today, the FBI has now provided an additional reward up to $15,000 for information leading to the location and return of Elijah Vue and or the arrest and conviction of any individual or individuals responsible or involved with his disappearance. We have posters here that state just that. In addition to all those search efforts, Elijah Vue's family has been coordinating their own search efforts throughout Manitowoc County. They're here today and they'd like to provide a statement. I'd like to bring those members of Elijah's family out to make those statements for you.
On behalf of my family, we stand before you today with heavy hearts burdened by an unimaginable situation. The pain is indescribable, a torment no family or child should ever face. We cannot express the depth of our sorrow, nor the desperation that consumes us as each moment passes without news of Elijah's safety. To anyone who may have information about Elijah's whereabouts, we plead with you to please come forward. Your courage, your compassion, your willingness to speak up may hold the key to Elijah's safe return. Every piece of information will help bring us one step closer to bring Elijah back to our family where he belongs. To those who may have information, your assistance is just not a contribution, but a lifeline of hope. Elijah is a joyful and curious boy, full of life and love. He is a precious child who deserves every chance of happiness, and his absence is deeply felt by all who know and love him. Every day without him feels like a piece of our hearts is missing. We long to hear his laughter, to witness his curiosity, and to feel the warmth of his embrace. The emptiness left in his absence is a void that cannot be filled by anything else. Elijah, if you can hear us, know that you are deeply missed and loved, and we will not rest until you are safely back in our arms. Lastly, we want to express our deepest gratitude to law enforcement, government agency, and all involved in the search operation. The support of the community, the dedications of volunteers, the generosity of businesses, and the kindness showing through food and monetary donations, and so much more. We thank each and every one of you for your role in our search for Elijah. Please keep Elijah in your thoughts and prayers. And if you have any information, please come forward. We believe that with the help of the community, we can bring Elijah back home together. Thank you.
I talking English is not good, so I want everybody to be patient with me. So I just try that I can. So right now, I would like to thank you for everybody to help my family to search for my grandson whole week to today. So everybody know that we are really hurt. So, and I want to thank you for the officer well, all the fire department people, all the people living in two cities here, help us to search for our grandson, our baby for 1 week right now. So, really, thank you for everybody. So, but right now, so I want everybody to continue to help us to look for my grandson. I want my grandson to be home with my family. So I want everybody to continue, don't stop, just searching for my baby Elijah. We want him to be safe and with my family, and we love my grandson. Thank you for
I'd like to thank the Vue family for being here. I have time for some questions. As the sheriff announced earlier, I won't be able to talk about the investigation of the case, but I will answer whatever questions I can.
Chief Emily Tessick from Fox 11. When was the last time someone other than Jesse Vang saw Elijah? What was the last time he was seen by someone other than someone who's arrested in the case?
Right, we've gotten that question a lot. I appreciate that question. What I will say is the reason that we've been seeking out to the public to request all the information that we are is because we are following up on every lead, tip, etc. And that is one of those things. You know, we want to know every time, anytime that Elijah was seen during this past week. So we will continue to follow up on all leads, any leads, and that's what's leading us into the locations that we've been.
But can you just, what was the most recent, I guess, before he disappeared?
I can't comment directly on the investigation, but I can tell you that we are following up on all those, and we continue to ask for those.
Chief Bria Jones, Fox 6. Have you all
Hang on,
received,
just a sec.
Bria Jones, Fox 6, Milwaukee, have you all received any information that indicates that Elijah is still alive, whether that be any surveillance or ring camera?
I'm not going to speculate on anything at this point, but what I will say is all our efforts are for bringing home Elijah safe. I believe that all our efforts thus far have done just that. We've reached out to hundreds and hundreds of resources over this week's time span, and they're all dedicated to bringing him home, and we'll continue to follow up on any leads to do so.
Chief Kendall Keys, WISN 12. Do police believe Elijah left that residence on his own?
Again, I can't speculate. I will say that, again, when we're talking about the Amber Alert that we put out, people wanted me to speculate on an abduction versus endangered. At this point, what I do know is a child was missing in cold temperatures, winter temperatures, in relatively little clothing and possibly a blanket. That's what we're searching for, and we'll continue to search for until I get some answers.
I know you asked for surveillance video. Has there been any video that shows him on his own walking, anything like that?
I can't comment directly on that. What I will say is if that is in fact the case, I know that we have DCI agents, FBI agents, and local police doing just that because we're following up on all tips, any tips that relate to Elijah Vue and his return.
Chief Carrier, Coastal Lapos, NBC 26, you mentioned that there are search efforts in other parts of the state. Can you speak to what those have included? You mentioned here we've been searching landfills and waterways. You said that there have been searches going on in Wisconsin Dells. What have those looked like?
Well, I think what I can tell you is that you've seen and you guys have been broadcasting searches of landfills, searches of our waterways. We know that people have been out into the Dells. Those are all things that we're following up on leads on. Any lead, we'll leave no rock unturned. We're going to follow up on those leads because ultimately our goal is, again, we want to bring Elijah home. So it doesn't matter how small that lead or tip may be, please bring that to us. Contact our tip line because we will get people out there to follow up on any lead whatsoever. I think we're going to go back over here because he was asking earlier.
You had spoke about misinformation before. How does misinformation spread, specifically in this case on Facebook, hinder this specific investigation and then just an investigation in general?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
The misinformation on Facebook, how does that hinder an investigation, this one specifically and just in general?
That in particular doesn't necessarily hinder the investigation. What it does is it hinders all the efforts within the community because, again, our primary efforts here are to bring Elijah home safe. And if the public's getting misinformation, that's going to lead them awry. I want them to know the facts. Our department takes pride in remaining transparent here in Two Rivers, and that's why I'm putting out all these news releases. That's why I'm having a news conference with you today, is because I want the public to know the facts, just the facts, and be up to date with those facts so they can continue their own searches. We're appreciative of those. I'm also appreciative of all the resources that we're focusing on throughout Manitowoc and beyond.
Chief, can you talk about the toll this has taken on your
I'm sorry,
department?
can we take another question over here? I'd like to spread this around.
Samantha Foley, WBAY News. Have you been able to find any items that Elijah was last wearing? We have video of people collecting evidence, potentially might be that dinosaur shoe that was missing.
Right. I can't comment on exactly what has been taken or would not be taken. I don't know the investigation issues there as far as how that plays out. What I do know is that we're continuing to search for any of those items that you're talking about. So basically, you guys have all seen the photo of Elijah. We've mentioned that he may have had dinosaur print shoes, a red plaid blanket, and in the clothing description. We are still looking for anybody that has tips on any of that stuff, because we will follow up on it and we will try to figure out if it is related to Elijah Vue.
Where do you go from here? Is there still...
I'm sorry, can we go here? Last question.
Yeah, Chief Minor, Cecile Toe from Local 5 News. A week after he's gone missing, how confident are you that Elijah is still alive?
Again, I'm not going to speculate. What I'm going to do is continue to search for Elijah Vue. We are doing everything in our efforts, believing that he is still out there. We will find him and we will bring him home. That's what we're searching for. And really, anybody in the community, anybody beyond, this is not related to just Two Rivers. This is abroad. So even outside of the Two Rivers community, I ask everybody in the state and beyond, really just start looking at your property. That's what you can do as a person not right here physically. If you're looking for something to do, first check your property, then get involved in some of these other search efforts. That would help us a great deal. And again, reach out to that tip line, come back to us, and provide us with any tips, and we will follow up on them.
Do investigators have a reason to believe at
I'm
this
sorry.
point that there's anyone else involved in his disappearance?
I was just going to read. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. That was the last question. I will just close with, I'd like to thank you, everyone, for being here today. You've heard pleas from the family now. We echo those same pleas. Since our number one, our priority has always been, I keep repeating it, to bring Elijah home. I'm asking everyone to continue in their searches, continue to contact our tip line, report anything at all that you feel may help us bring Elijah home. Everyone has been affected by this deal, this incident a great deal. This is a close-knit Two Rivers community. We're all devastated. We want answers. You want answers. I know efforts of our city staff, our citizens, and those beyond our city limits are going to continue to work together, and we'll bring Elijah home. Thank you.
Will a representative from the FBI be answer any questions at all?
So that is the end of our press conference. Again, we're making that plea out to the public. Everybody's seen that kid's photo. It's pulling at everybody's heartstrings. We need to find them. Somebody knows something. Just want to remind everyone, tip line, state tip line, we've received hundreds and hundreds of tips that DCI agents are following up on, FBI agents are following up on, and local law enforcement. That tip line is 844-267-6648. And as a reminder again, as Chief reiterated, there's a $1,000 reward out from our local Crime Stoppers for information leading to the discovery of Elijah. And now the FBI has stepped up their ballgame, which we have posters set up by them, $15,000 reward for anyone that has information leading to his recovery and or arrest and prosecution of anyone responsible for his disappearance.
Okay, looks like they cut the live. Just let me hit refresh here. I mean, that was pretty much it anyway. I think he was just going to share some info on, what he was wearing. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I got that a little early. I mean, not early, but before he had finished. Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, there's so much more to this. If you guys don't know, this is a terrible case. A horrible mother leaving her son with this monster as a form of boot camp for a 3-year-old. This is going to probably upset some people, so I must warn you in advance. Let me close this so nothing starts playing. Make sure. Can you guys hear me okay? Real quick before I start rambling on here. I did make a video. If you missed what I was talking about before the live started, I was literally working on a video, just kind of the whole story of what we know about Elijah. I was working on it last night, and I was working on it this morning, all up until about an hour ago. And I just finished it, and then I got a text message saying that they were going to be going live in like 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I wanted to put this video out, which I'm still going to do, but I'll give you guys a sneak peek. I'm not going to play the whole thing because obviously that'd be kind of a waste. But I'll play the first part for you. And then we do have the probable cause, which talks a lot about more. And I do leave some stuff out in the probable cause that I have in my video that I'm going to release here and probably as soon as I get off the live. But yeah, I'll play this, give you a sneak peek at it, and then we'll look at the probable cause because this is very tragic. So I do appreciate everybody for taking the time. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and start this video that I've been working on. And if you guys can, hit that like button if you haven't already. And here is a sneak peek at the video I'm going to release here in a bit.
For Elijah Vue, News Chopper 12 flew over Calumet County today as the FBI and police combed through a landfill in Hilbert.
That's nearly 40 miles west of Two Rivers, where police say Elijah was last seen. That's where 12 News' Kendall Keys is live tonight. Kendall authorities have 2 people in custody.
Elijah's mother and another man who lives in this apartment building where investigators have been searching and collecting evidence. Right now, both are in custody. I'm told both are held on child neglect charges.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover true crime, mystery to the missing. This is Elijah Vue, a 3-year-old boy who is an only child. His mother, Katrina Bauer, 31 years old, seemed to have custody of her son, and his father, Jimmy Vue, was recently incarcerated before his disappearance due to unknown and unrelated reasons. It seems Elijah's mother, Katrina, was living in Wisconsin Dells, but was dropping her son off at the apartment complex in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, nearly 150 miles away. The renter, Jesse Vang, 39 years old, was apparently Katrina's boyfriend, who he also had a young son living there at the time. Katrina would drop her son Elijah off for long periods of time for disciplinary actions. This discipline was off and on for about a month prior to his disappearance. Jesse Vang was the enforcer, and the mother was aware of his quote-unquote tactics for discipline that would often go on for weeks at a time. His punishment would include forcing poor Elijah to stand and pray for 3 hours. If not, he would threaten the boy with a cold shower. This was a so-called boot camp for the boy, according to the parties involved. Jesse Vang also has a dark past, where he spent several years in prison for dealing some hard drugs. Sadly, the family and friends who actually loved Elijah would have their world turned upside down when they learned that little Elijah was reported missing on February 20th, sometime in the morning after the caretaker, Jesse Vang, called 911 to report Elijah missing.
For 3-year-old Elijah Vue, here is his picture. He is 45 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He has a birthmark on his left knee. He was last seen in Two Rivers on Tuesday morning. In the 3900 block of Mishicot Road in the city, there was a large police presence in the woods just behind the St. John's Evangelical Lutheran Church. That's where we find our Brittany Schmidt live right now. Brittany, what can you tell us?
You can see local, state, federal officials line up along the road here on 45th Street and go almost hand in hand into the ditch area searching for Elijah. Eyes clearly focused on the ground, scanning the area for anything that could help them find the little boy still missing.
Okay, so that was a little sneak peek. There's a lot more, and we'll go a little bit more into this. Something that I didn't get a chance to go into the video with, but there's a lot more. And like I said, after this live, I'm literally going to upload it and release it because I was going to do that just before I found out there was a presser. So if you can, please check it out after. So let me pull this up. This is the this is for the mother, and it pertains to the boyfriend as well. And we'll read a little bit about this. This is part of the probable cause. And let me zoom it in so you guys can see. Let me switch this over. Make sure you guys can see that. Okay. So right now, the mother, the current charges, count 1, neglecting a child, which is also what the Jesse Vang is has. She also has 2 counts of obstructing an officer, where she basically lied. And I think this is very interesting because during the presser, the big question was, when was he last seen? When was he last physically seen? And I think that's a great question because although 911 was called on the February 20th, a week ago, who knows? He could have been dead before that. I hope that's not the case, but it's weird that she would lie about not going to see this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and read the probable cause statement here. I think there is 9 of them here. So we'll go over this. So on February 20th, Two Rivers Police Department notified by dispatch that Jesse Vang called 911 at basically 11 a.m., reporting that he was babysitting the 3-year-old victim. Vang reported that while watching the child, he fell asleep. When he woke up, the child was missing. Law enforcement responded to Vang's residence at the Mishicot apartment at Two Rivers, Manitowoc County, in an attempt to locate the victim. They were unsuccessful in locating poor Elijah, and this is as of February 26th. So this was released yesterday. Excuse me. Back on February 20, they spoke with Vang at his residence. He said he was in a relationship with the mother, Katrina. Vang stated that the victim being Elijah, had been staying with him recently. Vang stated that he had been trying to help the mother correct Elijah's bad behaviors. He's 3 years old. Vang stated that he had been assisting with the care of Elijah for approximately 1 month, but not continuously. Vang stated that on today's date, February 20, he woke up with his autistic teenage son. Vang helped his son get on the bus at 7:30 a.m. He stated that Elijah was asleep at this time, and he walked his son out to the bus. Vang stated that he woke Elijah up at 8 a.m., brought him into his bedroom with him. Vang then shut the door and fell asleep. This is what I don't understand. So he says he brings him in to pray and then shuts the door. So is he shut the door with the kids still in there, or is he shut the door and the kids now wandered off? It's not clear on that. Vang stated he woke up at approximately 11 a.m., 3 hours later, after supposedly Elijah's next to his bed, supposedly praying, because this is his punishment. And he woke up 3 hours later and said that he was gone. Another detective spoke with the mother. She stated that Elijah has been in the care of Jesse for approximately a week. So he was dropped off. So this is a big window here. He was dropped off. Elijah was dropped off because the mother lived in Wisconsin Dells, which is 150 miles away. And she dropped him off on February 12th. And then she was intending to pick him up on February 23rd. So, I mean, that's more than a week. That's almost 2 weeks. In the beginning, the mother denied that she was in the Manitowoc County, which is the Two Rivers area, on February, and this is what's interesting, February 16th and 17th. Seems those two dates are could be important. Because she apparently lied that she never went to see him. She dropped her son off and then supposedly hadn't seen her son since then, or went over to Jesse's apartment. Another detective was aware of search warrants. Law enforcement did conduct forensic extractions of Jesse Vang and Katrina's cell phones after they consensually turned over their phones to law enforcement. Based on the analysis of these cell phones, specific location data obtained showed that it contradicted the mother's statements that she had, even though she stated that she had not been in the Manitowoc area, which is where Jesse was living, on February 16th and 17th. So she lied, and they found out that their cell phone clearly was in that area on 16th and the 17th. So it's interesting to know, why would she be lying about that? Law enforcement located messages between the mother and Jesse at 6:39 and 6:49. This is another huge thing. February 17th, where Vang tells the mother that he is angry at the victim because he overfilled his diaper with stuff, and that Vang gave Elijah a cold shower. A 3-year-old. A 3-year-old has an accident, and he gives this poor kid a cold shower. Vang noted that Elijah was clean but scared. Another detective, Glacier, spoke with the mother, and she stated that Jesse was the enforcer of the rules in the relationship, and that the reason for sending Elijah to stay with Vang, she discussed with him the limits of discipline she did not want used. Other than that, she was fine with whatever discipline Vang enforces. She gave examples of discipline, including praying, saying he was sorry, and going over 4 rules that the victim, Elijah, is supposed to be memorizing. At no point did she admit she was in the city of Two Rivers, Manitowoc. I wish they would just stick with one, because it gets confusing. Between February 12th and February 20th, or had any face-to-face contact with Elijah. She said she was discussing behavioral issues with Vang around Thanksgiving the year before, and he said that she needed to try harder to stop his behavior. So it sounds like this was kind of his idea on discipline. The mother stated she wanted the boyfriend to teach Elijah, by example, how to be a man. He's a 3-year-old. She said the first time, and we'll get to it, he's still being bottle fed. She said the first time the victim had gone to stay with Vang without her was in January 2024. She said the past week was the longest time the victim had stayed without Vang, without her being there. Let's see. She said she left Wisconsin Dells, that's her home, around 6 or 7 p.m. and arrived in Two Rivers, where the boyfriend's at, late at night. She saw the victim on the couch, but was tired. She said she left early morning, February 17th. So again, it's really interesting that that she was lying about 16th and the 17th. So it makes me wonder, and I hope this isn't the case, but did something happen prior to February 20th, because why would she need to lie about February 16th and the 17th? I find that definitely some red flags. Let me know what you think in the chat, but I don't understand why she would need to lie. She was confronted about being in Two Rivers on a different day, and she did admit she was in Two Rivers on February 14th for a period of time and then went back home. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Vang consented to meeting with law enforcement and agreed to an interview. During the course of the interview conducted by Detective Michael, Vang made consensual statements in regards to his recent interactions with Elijah. Vang stated that the victim is afraid of him, then corrected himself and stated that he respects me. It's a 3-year-old. He stated that he put the victim here as a punishment for his bad behavior. They were trying to teach him how to be good here and good at home. Vang indicated that he was trying to make him understand that going home is like a privilege to him. He's 3 years old. Vang stated that Elijah was disciplined using timeouts. He described the timeouts as being standing for periods of time from 1 to 3 hours. During this time, the victim was required to pray or say, "I'm sorry, Mommy." He's still being bottle fed. Vang reported that the victim was in timeout for the majority of this time, and Vang, as it was intended as a form of boot camp. He's 3 years old. Other than getting into things, Vang was unable to identify specific bad behaviors which required a timeout. Vang reported that Elijah is not potty trained and still wearing diapers. He's a 3-year-old. Vang advised that he changed Elijah's diapers at least once per day. Oh, that's nice of him. On the evening of February 19th, Vang changed the victim's diaper prior to him going to bed at approximately 8 to 9 p.m. He then watched Ready Player One. He stated that Elijah was not watching the movie. He's 3 years old. Vang put him in a punishment. He stated that Elijah will stand in the corner and stand by the bed by me. Vang stated he gets pretty tired from, I guess, like standing too. Quote, he explained he does not want to be mean to him, but he's trying to teach him to be more respectful. He's 3 years old. He was asked about February 19th if he made the victim stand, to which he replied, "Ah, yeah, for probably like 2 to 3 hours." Vang confirmed again that Elijah stands for 2 to 3 hours without sitting. In the event the victim tries to sit down, Vang will say, "You want a cold shower?" He then indicated he's fine. It's not like his knees are shaking and about to fall over, you know. Quote. A few more to go over. This is just absolutely terrible. Now the day that he supposedly went missing. On the morning of February 20th, Vang woke up at approximately 7:30. We kind of go over this, but there's a little bit more to this, which is really frustrates me. So he woke up at 7:30 to prepare his son. At that time, he saw Elijah sleeping on his sofa in the living room. Vang took his son to the bus stop and locked the apartment door. Upon returning to the apartment, Vang found Elijah still sleeping on the sofa. He woke the victim up and they ate breakfast. He reported Elijah ate some cereal, which had frosting on one side, wheat on the other, without milk. Then they went to Vang's bedroom, where the victim was told to stand and pray near the foot of Vang's bed. He admitted he did not change the victim's diaper as he was too tired. Vang did not change his diaper, so he could have messed himself overnight and been sitting in that the entire night. And he woke up, they had cereal, and then he was too tired. Poor Elijah was not allowed to do fun things, as he was in timeout. When asked about toys in the apartment, Vang reported that there was one toy he received at Christmas time. This toy was similar to a toolbox. However, he was not allowed to play with it during the week of the 12th through the 20th, as he was in timeout. Yeah, he could have been, hours. Yeah, 12 hours in that a dirty diaper. Vang stated that he would give him an ultimatum. I'm sure, I know 3-year-olds are, at that time he's become a sponge, but gave him an ultimatum. I think, I don't know if, I wasn't a parent, but to me, giving a child an ultimatum, I don't know, 3 years old seems, especially if he's being bottle fed, I don't know. Anyway, Vang reported that the ultimatum was usually, do you want some cold water? Vang reported that Elijah did not like cold water, but did not know why. When asked what Elijah ate while he was with Vang, he stated pizza, noodles, cereal, and similar items. He stated the victim was still bottle fed, and he was trying to get him to eat regular food. While Vang was sleeping, he would lock the door to his apartment. Keep this in mind. I think this is huge. He was unable... While Vang was sleeping, he would lock the door to his apartment, the doorknob, the deadbolt, and a security chain attached at the top of the door. So apparently there is 3 locks on this door, and one's way up high, where this kid could not reach. Vang reported that on the evening prior, this is interesting too that he has to mention this, that he had consumed 3 12-ounce Budweisers and a sleep aid. Although it doesn't seem like that affected him because he woke up and took his other son to school. And that is it for the probable cause. So, yeah, it's suspicious that, the last time he's seen, he's supposedly praying next to him, and he falls asleep. He says he shuts the door, but doesn't elaborate. I don't know, maybe they did, they just didn't put it in here, but whether he was still standing next to him when he shut the door. But then the fact that he mentions that they got all these locks on his door, I don't know, tells me, obviously red flags everywhere. And I think it's possible maybe something happened before February 20th. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. But yeah, this is just absolutely terrible. Yeah, I saw Karen. You said that. As far as I knew, I saw a report saying that he was an only child. Now maybe that report was wrong. And I'm sure more information will come out, but it's a baby. He's 3 years old. At 3 years old, I understand, he's starting to develop and, their brains becomes a sponge, but still, if he's still being bottle fed, yeah, I don't know. It's so frustrating. Anyway, I'm just looking at chat here. No, yeah, that's too bad. So anyway, the mother and the boyfriend have obviously they were taken in. I think they were taken in that day. I thought it was the day after, but it seems like they were, after being questioned, they were taken in. And obviously they're both facing, each facing a count of neglecting a child. And then I think their next court hearing is, let me see, I think it's March. Next hearing. Let's see. I think. Let me know if you know in chat. I think it's March. I just don't know the date. They were being held on bail. And I know I don't think they've been released out on bail. I wish they would have asked that question about those two in the presser to get a little bit more information. But obviously it's at the end of February, but I think it's like first or second week of March that their next hearing is going to be. Anyway, so, oh, there it is. I found it. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, so preliminary hearings for Vang and the mother have been set for March 7th at 10:30. And I'm just reading before that, see if there's anything else. They're both on bail, $15K and $20K. 15 for the mother and $20K for the boyfriend, which I think is a little low in my opinion. So anyway, let's pull up his picture one last time, just for any locals. Where is his info at? So just recap, last scene that we know of, February 20th is when 911 was called. But again, the fact that the mother was lying about February 16th and the 17th, I think that's a red flag. Let me know if you think it's differently. But I mean, why would you need to lie about going in and seeing the boyfriend and the son? To me, there's something, could be more there. Let's pull up the area here on Google Maps here. Just show you guys where he was apparently last seen. So this is the area here. This is Lake Michigan, Two Rivers, because we got the two rivers here. What are the names? West Twin River and East Twin River. Okay, so the Twin Rivers. And this is the place that he was staying at right here. And they did find, now I'm surprised they didn't talk about the shoe, but they did find a dinosaur shoe, which I'm pretty sure was Elijah's. And it was found in the back right here. It was literally found right around, you can actually see him, it's somewhere right in this area. You can see it in the video, and that's in my video that I put out, which I'm going to put out as soon as I get off the live. I gave you a sneak peek, but there's a little bit more, and if you can, please definitely check that out to help the channel, and of course get the word out for poor Elijah, because it's still possible he could be out there. Maybe he was given to somebody. I mean, there's always a possibility. Wisteria Whisper, very good explanation of this little boy's press conference today. It really does matter much when people can understand what is being said, like you say it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Wisteria Whisper. I really appreciate that. And I pray for the family, and I pray that they get answers, the ones that actually care for him. That was heartbreaking to see the grandmother up there, who could barely speak English, but still went up there for her little grandson. Gail Hurd, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. You were so sweet. All right, Naomi, I don't know why your thing oh, yeah, BLW. Oh, yeah, because there's some caps in there. I'm sorry, Naomi, if you can type that again. I am reading it, though. I don't know why it is in the States here, but in Quebec, we do... You need baby led. Weaning off the bottle as of early as 6 months. My 4 grandchildren followed this technique. Interesting. Yeah, their bill is way low. I'm hoping maybe since more charges, and clearly they're still having the preliminary hearing coming up, maybe that'll change, and I'm sure hopefully the district attorney or whoever the prosecutor will ask for a higher bail or no bail until they find out the answers. So anyway, I think we'll finish up here. I do appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to Karen D for letting me know about the presser. Lady M, good to see you. Thank you so much. We have a great community. And if you do have anybody that recently went missing, you can email me, the pictures and details, and we'd be happy to feature them in an upcoming live show. So, oh, there's talk about bondsmen. Is it bondsman different? No bondsmen in Wisconsin? What's the deal with that? No, bail bonds are not an option in Wisconsin. How do I bail someone out in Wisconsin? Go directly to the jail where they're being detained. So they have to just pay the full amount. So there's... That's interesting. I'll have to look that up. So it's different when it comes to bail bonds in there. I'll have to read into that. That's interesting. Well, that's. I think that's better because we don't want those dirt bags getting out. So anyway, one last time, I've got a video that I'm going to release in probably about 15 minutes. I got to make the thumbnail, so please look forward to that. I played a little sneak peek for you guys, but I really appreciate it. If you could watch the whole thing, I should be notified the second it comes out. Should be out within 30 to 45 minutes. So I'm going to end it there so I can get that. Sandy, I have an unrelated question. Or Chris, go ahead before I finish up. If you can get it in there, Sandy. Yeah, I guess I think so too. Hard View uncle asked him. Man, yeah, I can't imagine any of the family members wanting those dirtbags to get out. What is just a disgusting situation. Even if I finish up the show, Sandy, I still, the chat goes on for another like 5 minutes or so. So, if you do, I can answer you in the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and play. Actually, I'm not even doing an outro just because I need to get this video out because I've been working on it all last night and all this morning, and I was so excited to get it out, and then the presser came out. Cynthia Gaines, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. You're so sweet. Again, Sandy. Oh, okay. You'll email me. All right. No problem, Sandy. Sounds good. All right, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. And like I said, video coming out here in about 30 minutes. I appreciate everybody. I love you guys. And we will be back on tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, guys.